Adjusting the sensitivity with the outer screw will require you to use the diagnostic tool, so I'll just give a brief introduction to that. So I will use this outside corner load cell sensor as an example. So I have a bottle here, a water bottle that's approximately 1 pound, around 16 ounces, and as you can see, it holds it down. And in the software diagnostic tool, in my case, it's the up arrow I'm diagnosing. So you can see there it's green, and it shows how much pressure is applied. So in this case, you can see it's fluctuating between the 20s and the 30s. I released the water bottle, so it doesn't light up anymore. But if I put the water bottle on again, you can see that in the tool, the number rises. And depending on the sensitivity setting you have, in my case, it's high. It requires 25 to set it off. And you can see here, it's fluctuating around that area, and it needs to go below 20 to actually release the panel. This sensor was probably registering about half of the input that the other sensors were, so that's a pretty good indication to just basically start over, and I'm going to start with this outer screw. Yeah, I have to put a decent amount of pressure on the bottle for it to light up, so it is getting a little better though, so that's definitely something. Just for reference, for these other sensors, I can just rest the water bottle against it and it'll fire, so that's pretty much what I'm trying to aim for the top right sensor. But as you can see, I can't just do that, right? I have to actually put a lot more pressure to make it fire. But you can see there's already been some improvement, right? I basically have to just do some very minor movements and check with the software diagnostic tool, because this could easily take something like 10 minutes for me to find that sweet spot. And then after that, screw in this second screw. And the thing is, I also will have to be careful to make sure this doesn't interfere with the first screw, because it could bottleneck the sensitivity. So you also want to be careful about the second bolt. Basically, check the sensitivity before it's tight, and then go from there. The sensor head will determine how much the panel hits the sensor, and the sensor head is this part of the sensor here with the black rubber covering. So it spins up when you rotate it counterclockwise. So in my case, that's what I'm going to do. You can spin it like that. And like I said, counterclockwise makes it go up. If you spin it clockwise, it goes down, it becomes tighter. So it's okay to make this a little bit loose. Like, it's not going to completely fall off when you play, but you don't want to make it too high either. But that's how you would adjust the sensor head if you want your panel to hit it more often. So the third thing you should do is consider how your panel is inserted. So as you can see here, when I was trying to screw it in, you might encounter this. The panel is stuck. Sometimes it'll just automatically recalibrate itself, but on the diagnostic tool, there is a recalibrate button on the left that you can click to basically reset it. So in my particular case, I want to see how the sensitivity is when I put my foot on the pad. So when I look at the tool, it's reading about 70 to 80. On that left bar, as you can see, it's an orangish color, and it could be better, because if I'm going to be having some hard level play, if I try to tap like that, you notice how yeah, so as you can imagine, that would result in a lot of misses when I play right, specifically on the up arrow. So what I want to do is go to the up arrow and then unscrew the inner edges a little bit. So this will rise the panel a little bit, which is fine. My middle panel currently is slightly lower than the other panels, as you can see, so that just means I have to get a riser frame. But that's another discussion for another time. This is just simply to try to get the panels to a better state. In this case, I'm loosening them a little bit. Put my foot like last time and see what it... Oh, you see that? Now it's halfway. It's yellow now. And all I did was simply loosen the panel a bit. You see that? That's really good. Before it was half of that. It was orange. Now it's reading 250. So if you find that after adjusting your sensors, you're still getting a lot of misses, the panel, in terms of how you put it back, makes a huge difference, as I just showed you.